Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Friday, March the 8th, the year 2019. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. Okay, I hope you've been using excellent money and risk management this week. If not, don't blame me. Shame on you. I go over this stuff every day. Okay, here we go. 58 pips off the low of the week. Once again, those of you, if you missed the earlier videos this week, all weekly open gaps filled. And you can see how beginning of the week, we entered the wick zone, we exited all the way through the candle body, through the lower wick zone and out. We've also crossed below the yearly open. So for the year, the euro yen is negative. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week if we can get above the yearly open, or if there'll be a fight around that line. And as you can see, we are within the first day of the year's range right here. You see, earlier in the week we were way out, and then we just fell right through and right back in. Once again, these horizontal lines, trading at the line with the H1 candle color proves it can be profitable. People still are asking me about the whipsaw. I mean, it's just part of trading. Once again, you're only whipsawed out of a trade if your stop loss is hit. How tight is your stop? And somebody said, or was asking, well, if I trade with the candle color at the line and it's the daily and I'm at the daily open, it's going to keep changing on me. Well, that's why you need to have a bias. Or maybe you need to use the buy zone around that open and let it move, 8 to 10 pips away or 5 pips away, whatever the optimal range is for it to move, knowing that if it moves X pips, in the past, it's gone Y pips, 80 times or more out of 100. So you just have to look at those statistics, those frequency distributions, and place your bets, right? Because it doesn't matter the reason why we enter the trade, market's going to do what the market's going to do. And you can see here, we are in that range area once again of the first days of the first 2 months of the year. Now, traders, I know I've been harping on this. Well, not really harping, but I know I've mentioned it several times. Some people might consider that harping, but you see here, price just barely got above that inside bar low and came back out. Maybe you don't like trading inside bars, so you can just ignore this. And then on the bottom side, you can see here, we got inside that weekly inside bar. It happened, what, 2 days ago? Or rather, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago. And look what, we're up 13 pips already. These trades are simple. Very simple. Oh, and in case you're wondering, the blue is when it's the current, the previous bar is the inside bar. The gray means it's inside that inside bar. Red means below, and green means above. Simple to read once you understand how it's coded. And I guess yesterday, I kind of ran out of time. Oh, for some reason, this is on dollar yen. This should be on the euro yen. But you can see what happened yesterday. And so you can see today we're in that weekly inside bar. So look for some activity around these levels. Could be a big move. And looking at the daily, you see we went right through the low. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put it's NFP day. So I really hope you guys are having a great NFP day. And we've got 7 pairs with the range over 100. Euro yen clocking in at 75, where the dollar yen 86, but that's because we had some dollar news NFP and we had some Canadian news. Dollar Canadian's only at 75 pips. Somebody asked me about this indicator, and it's the TRO HOLOs daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and that's in the TRO build 1000 zip file, so that I send out. So that's where you find that indicator. And you can see here we had the monthly lowest H1 lowest open. You had a second chance to get in, and you see where price is right now. And you see it went above the D1 lowest open here. And made some pips. So once again, horizontal lines, H1 candle color at the line. Does it always work? No, it was red here and look what happened. But the thing is, we knew this was a holo, so we were thinking reversal, not thinking short. But in this case, we were coming into the lowest open, which once again, that's a buy. So we got blue buy, red sell. Pivot. We missed another pivot. Imagine that. And you can see here, this might be what some of you guys are talking about. This is trading in the Australian session. Here, pivot was way above, so trigger long. Just a handful of pips there. Ignoring the short trade, wanting to capture the long. Here you had a trigger, but basically a scratch, or if you wanted to wait it out, you got yourself a loss here in the Asian session. Then you can see here in New York session, we triggered long again. Triggered short here in this London session. And the rat right here, red rat, reversal time, Larry live trade. If you're thinking to go short, right now we've got a green D1. Once again, we missed that pivot, but look what we did hit right there. Hit the monthly pivot. And let's see, what else do we have here? That's the monthly pivot. It looks like we might have another pivot there. I can't tell what it is. We got MP. And it's just writing over everything. Okay, missed pivot on this today and a couple of days ago. Price action. I mean, what am I going to tell you guys? You got a 2 ball at the top, red at the line. Got a 1 ball at the bottom, green at the line. 2 ball at the top, red at the line. Pro trade, red at the line. 3 ball at the bottom, green at the line. It's already moved 10 pips. Maybe you wanted to take that trade right there, and you can see. So we have some Harry hindsights. We got Larry live trade happening. Wick zone, in and out, and in and out, and in and out again. My favorite trading chart, or one of them, once again, just going with the direction of the candle at the line, taking what the market will give me. And you have to realize, it seems that some of these pairs, the daily range is shrinking, so the hourly range might be shrinking too. You look at the frequency distributions, and so maybe rather than taking 7 to 10 pips, you're thinking more along the lines of taking 5 or 6 pips. You can see here, tick chart, price just waffling. Finally, we've got a move here, bid above the valley of the ask, and it's gone up about 4 pips. The Einstein line, here you go. If you triggered short, then it turned right back around. So you scratched the trade, stopped out. Now you're long, making it back, and maybe then some. So I know I stated this earlier, but trading is not like baking. You see, you follow a recipe when you're baking, and time after time you're going to produce the same results. Trading, not so. You follow the same method, but here it failed. Oh, here it won. Here it won. Here it won. Here it won. Maybe here it failed. So you have to find a method where the overall result is profit. And remember, one trade could wipe out a bunch of losses, and on the other hand, one loss could wipe out a bunch of wins. So that's where the money and risk management comes in. Don't be concerned so much with each individual trade. Think of it as what happens. Maybe like if you know baseball, it's not how many runs you score in the first, it's how many runs you score in all 9 innings, right? And it's kind of that simple. Only difference is in baseball, you don't give back the runs that you score. Whereas in trading, you can definitely give back the profits that you make. So, and that's where, once again, money and risk management comes into play. So I'm trying to think, were there any other pertinent questions that I got asked this week? I can't think of any, but those of you who sent me kind words, either through email or on the phone, or out on YouTube or in private messages on the forums, I really appreciate it. I guess I'm just a small fish in this trading sea. I don't get 10,000, emails a day. I get a handful, so I can take the time and respond. In fact, I gave one trader my phone number, and he was like, I don't want to eat up all your time. I go, hey, I can talk. So, it's fun for me talking with fellow traders, and, if I can help you, I do. So just remember, fellow traders, have a great weekend out there. And when you come back next week, just keep in mind, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So drain the banks.